Welcome. So I got this thing here that y'all are interested in, but also I'm still watching like people tear into the stream. I'm a little worried about jumping into this right now. I mean, this is being recorded. This is the internet, where everything is forever. You know what? How about this though? It's not that I don't love y'all and don't wanna hear you in chat. I think though we gotta go. What is 60? We gotta do this. Oh, am I listed as Minecraft right now? Dang. Oops. I gotta fix that. Not Minecraft. I haven't doing Minecraft before. That's how we got here. There. Now we're just chatting. Also, you want to see what I did? Those of you that have been tuning into the stream for a while, you might be shocked and amazed, but look at this, right? Whoa! Hold on, it kind of covers up my face because I moved. But look at this, I did like kind of an overlay thing there. So I look fancy. Fancy-ish. So I look baseline competent. So, I mean, I was frantically doing that for like 40 minutes and my team was making these graphics. So people are still kind of charging into the stream here. And so, you know, it's not my fault. It's not their fault if people are just hearing about this because, you know, word didn't get out to a lot of people until a little late. So if you want to like bump around the stuff on social media you've seen, hold on, we've got 7,000 people here. Okay. Well, that's a little different. That's a little new and exciting. Oddly though, still not the largest room I've ever worked. So, we put up a Google form on my blog and people were able to submit questions there. And we did a bit of a sift and we looked at what sort of questions are the most, you know, were the most sort of commonly recurring. Also, did I say welcome yet? Welcome to the final day of the World Builders Charity Fundraiser. If y'all don't know about the fundraiser, my mods will be dropping a link to the chat. World Builders, we rally the geek community to help make the world a better place because geeks tend to be lovely, large-hearted individuals who want to fix things. And right now we are raising money for Heifer International. We've raised about $1 million. Well, over $1 million this year so far, which is part of the reason that I'm here reading this prologue. So, boy, this chat is going to be absolutely untenable. Even everybody just doing their first time chat here. See, I don't allow subscribers here because I just prefer everyone to kind of be the same. And if you follow the channel and you show up, we're all just here together. But now I see it would be nice to be able to maybe turn on subscriber-only chat. So anyway, welcome everybody. And while we're still waiting for people to show up, do 30-minute followers. You know, right now it is set, right now you can chat if you've been a follower for like 2 minutes. So how about that? My mods, can you switch it to, right now it is followers only to chat. Why don't we switch it to 20-minute followers? That way, people who showed up earlier, whoa, somebody, I can tell, 20-minute followers. Becca, thank you so much. And again, that means that'll give us time here. People who have been around for a while you get to see sort of how we talk to each other. We try to be sort of an oasis of sanity in the madness of the internet. We tend to be a little bit gentler and more considerate here. We tend to have use a lot of complete sentences and not a lot of emojis. It's a rare thing. So how about this? While people are showing up, let us, I'm going to open up in a different window here my email where we got a bunch of questions teed up. And I'm going to answer a couple of questions because people are still showing up. And then the people that are just showing up get to hear the prologue. And then we'll do some more Q&A. Boop. Boop. Sorry, I've got kids, and so my tendency is to make a sound effect whenever I do anything, including opening a window here on my computer. All right. So, again, I keep kind of waiting for things to settle down in chat, but obviously that isn't going to happen. So, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the World Builders Fundraiser. So let us jump right in, and we'll do a couple of questions before we do the prologue. And I'm seeing a lot of these for the first time, so you can tell that this isn't canned. Oh boy, who made up the opposing sides of the creation war? Nick jumps in with a really good, meaty question right away. Well, you know what? Let's just do it. The two different sides of the creation war were the namers and the shapers. If that doesn't make too much sense to y'all, then some of that will, I mean, obviously it'll make sense after you read book 3, you know, a lot of things will make better sense then. But I've got 2 chapters I'm considering releasing as part of the stretch goal that we hit for the charity. Did y'all know a bunch of people donated to the charity? So I'm going to be releasing an early chapter of book 3 because that happened. So depending on which of those chapters I pick, the distinction between namers and shapers is going to make better sense. Also, everybody who's coming in and donating, thank you so much. You warm my bitter old heart. Oh, now here we go. Here's somebody who asks, are we meeting Remin, Bast's father? That is a close reader right there, because this person noticed, I think their name only came up once. When Kvothe was introducing Bast to Chronicler. And this question asker actually uses Bast's full name, which is Bastus. Will we meet Remin in book 3? I mean, to be fair, people who have like checked out the online store or backed the Kickstarters sometimes, Remin did show up in one of the decks of cards we made. So you can tell that he isn't just a name that I threw in there and then forgot. So I mean, yeah, I'm not letting too much out of the pot to say that, yeah, we'll meet Remin. Like I'm being very careful to not be spoilery here, but I don't think that's spoilery. That has nothing to do with plot necessarily. And also, I don't want to be cagey about my answers to all these questions. What are some spoiler-free plot points? Okay, sorry. That question I can stop reading right there. All plot is spoilery. But the question is, what are some spoiler-free plot points or characters that have been difficult to iron out since the first draft of Doors of Stone? I mean, I can be vague here and say, like, I mean, character-wise, Kvothe is real tricky to get right all the time through all the revisions and additions and changes. But no, I can't answer that without being spoilery, and this is sort of a spoiler-free place. Is there a kind of magic related to music? Yes. If Kvothe were a geometric shape, what shape would you say he is in book 3? That's a very wild and specific question. Rhombus. I don't know. I'm just fun in there. That is a fun question. Has your vision for the Kingkiller Chronicle and its themes stayed mostly the same over the years, or has it grown with you? I mean, I don't know what themes are, man. I mean, I studied English literature, but even then I didn't I don't know what a theme is. I mean, people talk to me about the themes in my books, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, but I know what's happening in the book. I know what the book's about. I know where it's going. I knew the end of the book right from the jump. I've been writing, and when I say the book, I mean, like, in my head, it's always been the book. It's the story that Kvothe is telling. That's the book. Now, it's a multi-volume story, but yeah, I've always known where that lands. Always known. So I'm doing this. I'm doing pretty good making it through. I'm not getting too rambly in my answers to these questions, so we'll get through more. What was Simmons' childhood like? Oh, that's a great question that I'm not going to talk about. You do learn about that in Doors of Stone. A little bit. It's not like we're going to have an extended flashback for Simmons, but yeah, we're going to have that. Oh, bless this person who asked this question. What is the Fean Moite, and what would that old Windcatch Malcalf have any interest in the topic? That is a very deep cut, and even among my community, which are very close readers, yes, he would have an interest in the topic. I should answer more like bigger. Oh, are Tinkers human, Amir, Fae, or something else? Fair question. Will we learn who or what the Cathay is in Doors of Stone? I mean, the Cathay is in Wise Man's Fear. I mean, it's right there. You know, they talk about the Cathay. Kvothe meets him. I mean, it's there. You just got to read it, right? Oh, okay. Were the 7 cities of the Ergon Empire all in the 4 corners, or were they spread throughout the world? How about this? They were not all in the 4 corners. I can add that. See, I like this because I get to answer the question, but I'm not giving away really vital elements. I'm also trying to not like answer questions that I've answered like 100 times before, either on my blog or in Q&As that I've done here. How did the Cathay come to be? Now that is a story. But I will not talk about that here. There might be a little bit about that in Doors of Stone, or that might come later. Will we get a 10th anniversary of Wise Man's Fear? Yes. It just won't come out on the 10th anniversary because that was last year, because a bunch of things happened and the pandemic donked that up. Oh, here's one in chat. Somebody highlighted it, so it jumped out at me. Will we be introduced to new realms like the Fey realm in Book 3? Yes-ish. Sort of. Maybe. A bit. Kind of. And I'm not vacillating there. I'm trying to be as honest as I can. Does Kvothe like himself? Oof, damn. That's a great question, and that's really big. I feel like we should do an entire like 2-hour session talking about that, and I should have a team of therapists on a panel and we could go over that. Do I enjoy working with Lin-Manuel Miranda? Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genuinely delightful, lovely human being, who I could not enjoy more. He's wonderful. He's honest. He's kind. He's incredibly talented. We really like the sort of art the other does. It's pretty cool. He is a really cool guy. There's been 100% no downside to like any of our interactions. Like sometimes he would send me a little song or a little snippet or a little tune that he'd come up with, because he just sort of, I come up with interesting phrases or a little piece of like turn of phrase or a little bit of world building just when I'm walking around. Lin like gets little musical bits in his head. So it's every once in a while he would send me one. It's a wild experience, let me tell you. These are a lot of really, there's so many really good questions. We culled out a ton of chaff too. I'm sorry. I'm also not using people's names. And partly I do that out of habit so as to respect people's privacy. But, I mean, if I just asked your question, you know your name. You know who you are. Is it true that the builders of the Great Stone Road also built a tunnel straight through the Stormwall Mountains? Now, see, that is what's called a leading question. That's fishing, because that's like, is it true that? That's like saying, Mr. Mr. Secretary, is it true that in your house you have a weird dungeon that's full of plush toys? And it's like, wait. Is it true? Shows that you are not just asking a question. You're pushing an agenda. I'm on to you. Gosh, there's a lot of good questions here. I know that Tarbean's population size is alluded to in the book, but is there an approximate number you're willing to give? I have a hard time reconciling Kvothe's memories of Tarbean when he was a child with the other information we get. In general, I'm very interested in the population sizes of the cities and towns in the books. And that's why we get along. That's why you're my reader, because, man, I'm working on building out another little piece of the world. And I tell you, I'm really, I'm thinking, ooh, how would this little town work in this, like, how would this really isolated town work over in this different culture? And I'm like, what if it was like 1,000 people? And then I'm like, can 1,000 people without a lot of contact with the outside world be relatively healthy and self-sufficient in terms of production and economy, given that it's not really, it's not like a huge cash economy? And so I'm like, well, okay, how many farmers do you need? How many shepherds do you need? How many people making cloth? Can you get away with one cobbler with 1,000 people? And I tell you, I've been actively fighting the desire to like do what people do when they make a model railroad. Like, just get a big table and like build this city, and like say, okay, got 1,000 people. That means this many are children. So that's 200 of them. They don't have jobs. They just eat food and run amok. And I'm like, and here are these people, and they, are do this. And here these people work in like the mill and they grind flour, and then see if it actually works out and if I can get a city. But like, that's the sort of project I would love to do, but also I resist doing because like I already have too many projects. So Tarbean's population, like a million-ish, given like the overall area. It is a huge, wild, festering cesspit of a city. Okay. So, I'm going to take a moment's break here. Even if I talked, 1,000 words a minute, I could not answer all these questions. So I'm going to take a little break. People are still coming in, like still showing up to the stream. Do I still use the sticky note system I used for book 2? I don't know what you mean about sticky note system. My system is I embed a bunch of comments in my books. So like just when I was bringing out the prologue to get ready to read it, I think I had like 8 or 9 comments just embedded in this one page. They're little notes to myself. I don't know if that's what you mean by notes. Will I have meet and greet soon? Man, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, if you hadn't noticed. I'm not meeting anybody. This is the meet and greet right here. This is how I hang out with people because, like, conventions, I don't feel comfortable really saying, hey, everyone, come gather together yet. It's dangerous. And even if I did, not everybody can come to a convention. That costs money, and you got to live in the right place. So I hang out online, I write blogs, and I hang out on a stream. Let's somebody said, I know it's too expensive, but what I wouldn't give to see those books with the embedded notes. I have considered eventually doing, after the 3rd book is out and the series, and that trilogy is kind of solid and complete. I kind of would like to publish a version of the book for the real deep geeks who are really into it. And all of my notes would be footnotes. That's why I've saved all of those original things. Because I'm like, oh, this is how you conjugate this maybe in this language, or, oh, this word refers to this, or don't take out this word because it ruins the cadence of this sentence. And of course everyone's like, yeah, we want that. I mean, of course you would. You're the people that care enough to show up on the stream. You're my people. You love words and weird arcana and secrets. That's why we get along. But again, that'll be down the road. That'll be down the road. Is there going to be a new map released in the future? Yeah, sure. I mean, I like making maps. It's fun to do them with Nate Taylor. Okay. So now we're halfway through our hour. And so the first thing I'm going to say is thanks again for showing up. Honestly, I was nervous to do this. And I'm not often nervous. I played D&D on a stage in front of 8,000 screaming geeks. I did a 14-hour signing in, was it Madrid or Barcelona? I like hanging out with people. But people get weird about book 3, and it's sort of let's say you meet 100 people in a day and all of them are nice, except for one, and they knocked the slushy out of your hand and kicked you in the nuts. When you go home and somebody says, "How was your day?" you're going to say, "Some jackhole spilled my slushy and kicked me in the nuts." You're not going to say, "I met 99 really nice people." So I've developed a bit of a flinch talking about book 3 at all, because whenever I even try to bring it up, it's a big part of my life and I know you're interested. Somebody spills my slushy and then it sucks and then I feel bad, but this is fun. This is fun. Hey everybody, thanks for doing a cool charity thing with me and helping me feel like it can be fun working on and talking about book 3. I struggle with that sometimes. So we're halfway through the time. These are really good questions too. And I'm seeing ones in the chat that I'd love to get into too. And here's y'all undoubtedly are the 99, right? Should we do that as a t-shirt? We are the 99. Nobody else would understand what that means. So how about this? I mean, today I have something at 2:00. I'm announcing a cool partnership with a friend of mine who's been poking his nose into the chat here, name of Sean Speakman. So I do have to be done at 2, but this is actually really nice and fun. So I'll say this, I mean, I stream here all the time. Even if I come in to play a game, I usually do a couple minutes of Q&A right at the beginning. Or if I get angry at the game and I want to stop, I just hang out and chat with people. So this is a okay place to find me fairly regularly. I'm trying to get back into writing more blogs. I kind of wandered away from that for a while because, again, I would write a blog and I'd tell a story about my kids, and then I'd get 99 loving, cool, intelligent comments, and then somebody would kick me in the slushy. And then I'd be like, you know, and it became less fun to write those blogs. But I'm trying to get back into it because it's a nice way to share news with y'all that doesn't require you like coming to a con and paying $200 for a hotel room. So, don't kick me in the slushy could go on a t-shirt too. So how about this? We're at the midway point. Would y'all like to do a second book 3 Q&A at some point? How about this? Wait. We can do it. I'll do this as a poll. We'll use rudimentary science because a wildly scrolling chat is not data. Wanna do another bigger Q&A in the future? Don't misspell it because a bunch of people are watching. It's like, yeah. And meh. Nah. Just here for the pro. Oh, dang it. Ran out of characters. Ugh. Ah! Also, how do you spell prologue? I always screw it up. Hold on, it's over here. Prologue. L-O-G-U-E. Ah! Hey, Twitch, please, I would pay you $100 to get just a couple more characters in these polls. Just here for prologue. G-U-E. E. Ah. Sorry, this is going to sound like a caveman. Just here, prologue. There, fine. Okay, that's enough. So there you go. It's just up for about 3 minutes, but if you want, you can throw your vote in there. I know that a lot of you are watching, but maybe I think if you're on your phone, it's hard to vote in the poll. But this will just give me a sense. Like, if y'all are here but most of you are just here for the prologue, well, maybe I won't make it as high a priority. Oh, okay. Well, it seems fairly decisive so far. So the big thing is, maybe if you do want to know about those things, make sure to follow the stream here. This is where I do a lot of my live interaction with, my readers. That seems fairly obvious. If you have the notifications on, then you'll get a heads up about when I'm doing stuff. A little Q&A, or if I'm playing a game or whatever. Okay, so let's pause the questions for a little bit. And if you'll forgive me, while we're still getting more and more people showing up to the stream, so rather than maybe have people like, again, because if I'd started this, if I'd read it at the beginning, all we would be hearing now in chat is like, wow, I missed it, stuff like that. So I know I said I was going to do prologue and then, but it makes more sense to do it more towards the end, and then I'll do a little bit of Q&A with the last remaining time. So here is a question. I'll say, when is the chapter reveal? Right now, and let me show you here. Oh boy, this will not be as pretty as my current overlay thing here, especially because I've been struggling with Chrome lately. Hey, it worked. First time. First time. It works every time. If you didn't know, this is part of a charity thing. I started a charity called World Builders by accident a long time ago. And since then, we've raised about $15 million for various charitable causes, the primary of which is Heifer International, which helps make the world better all over the world. They've been doing it for more than 70 years. But we've also supported literacy efforts. We got COVID gear into the hands of marginalized communities. We've worked with Mercy Corps and done hurricane relief and helped with the Syrian refugees. And this is the current sort of main landing page for the fundraiser, except I haven't updated it or I haven't refreshed it in a little bit here. Well, there we are. That's a lot of donations. And also right now, somebody super cool is currently doubling all donations, which is kind of why we're kicking the ass off this today. You can find out more about World Builders or what we do. We have an online store. You know, if you're into stuff like books and like want to buy a Dracus plushie, you know, we do this and then the money goes to charity. Or if you want, you know, an Aeolian mug, we do that. Oh, might have just sold out. So get in your order and we'll let you know when they're back in. Not just my stuff. If you're a fan of Jim Butcher, here's a McAnally's mug. But we have signed books. We provide merch for a bunch of cool people. And we pay our artists and creators so that they can make money and have good lives. And you get to buy cool things. I was going to say cool shit, but I probably shouldn't say that. Okay. No. Oh, come on. World Builders. But what I'm really coming over here to show you is this. This is my team page. I made a bet. I said, hey, I bet y'all can't come in and donate $333,000 on my team page before I beat the Ender Dragon in Minecraft. And as soon as word got out, that happened real fast. So let's refresh here. Where are we at? So I added some more stretch goals. You can win a bunch of stuff if you just donate to World Builders. We're giving away like $100,000 worth of books and games and cool stuff. And if you donate here on my page, which I'm sure that my mods are throwing the link up in the chat, then you help us hit these stretch goals. We're giving away like cool pennies that I work with Shire Post. And so we have cool pennies from Temerant. We're giving stuff like that away. Hey, we hit this. So Julia's new painting, her Felurian, will reveal that soon. You can win a chance for me to guest into your tabletop game. We unlocked a World Builders Market shopping spree. But the person asked, when will the extra chapter be released? And that's why I brought us over here. You see this stretch goal? If we hit this, I set a real high goal because people seem excited. If we hit this number, I will get a bunch of my geeky friends together because I know a bunch of voice actors and comedians and role players and performers and puppeteers. And we will all get together and we will all read this chapter of The Doors of Stone that I'm going to give you. If we hit that, and so that'll take a little while to put together because it'll require people recording some videos and then we'll edit it together. But that strikes me as being like a really fun, way to do this. It's not just me reading my stuff or like flopping a big gob of text onto the internet. It means it's sort of a community thing. It's fun for all of us, and it's playful. And I've already got some people who have said yes, if we hit this. If we hit this 666. And again, I'm not trying to make an allusion to the devil or whatever. I'm just saying our original stretch goal to win the chapter was 333. And right now, all the matching money is being doubled. So if you want to see that, that will determine how and when that chapter is released online. And here's my kids' fundraising page. If you donate here, you can come and play Minecraft with us on the server. Also, they're very cute, and they did paintings. Okay, the end. I'm not here to talk about my cute kids. Okay, let's head back here. And let's... Okay. And so here's the thing. If you've already donated, that's cool. Like, you know, don't put yourself in a bad position. You know, you could tell a friend, spread the word, but don't put yourself out. Don't put your own mask on first, literally and figuratively. So, so we ready? We want to do this thing? I see occasionally here in the chat, y'all are like, what's that on the shelf behind you? It's hard for me. I mean, a lot of those are prizes. Like there's a first edition copy of Name of the Wind we're giving away. That's a copy of the sword that we made. So all of these things are things we're giving away as part of the fundraiser. No, the Cheerios aren't a prize. Those are just, that's kind of a joke. I mean, if you want those Cheerios, you can have them, but they're pretty old. Am I ever going to make a dictionary? No, probably not. Okay, now here, I appreciate your enthusiasm in the chat, but, like, please be aware, don't say anything to me here in the chat that you would not say to a person in real life. Like, you know, like cussing at me to get a fucking move on. Because that's the sort of thing that pisses in everyone's picnic here. We're all friends, and we're doing a fun thing together for charity, right? I'll turn this stream around. See, that's the dad voice. You got to be careful you get the dad voice. Don't kick me in the slushy. Should we really do a don't kick me in the slushy? Sorry. Oh, my community manager just said, yes, we should do a don't kick me in the slushy t-shirt. I'm sorry. I am teasing you a little bit. Hey, everyone. Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Pat Rothfuss. If you didn't know from just reading my books, yeah, I'm a tease. I'm not talking about the release date. I mean, like, there's things in Name of the Wind that you can't understand until you've read it 4 times. Of course I'm a tease. I'm sorry if this, you know, here's the thing. There's a difference between me teasing you gently, delaying the gratification, because, one of the few renewable sources of joy that exist in the world, it's anticipation. Prologue. A silence of 3 parts. It was still night in the middle of Noir. The Waystone Inn lay in silence, and it was a silence of 3 parts. The most obvious part was a vast, echoing quiet made by things that were lacking. If the horizon had shown the slightest kiss of blue, the town would be stirring. There would be the crackle of kindling, the gentle murmur of water simmering for porridge or tea. The slow, dewy hush of folk walking through the grass would have brushed the silence off the front steps of houses with the indifferent briskness of an old birch broom. If Noir had been large enough to warrant watchmen, they would have trudged and grumbled the silence away like an unwelcome stranger. If there had been music, but no, of course there was no music. In fact, there were none of these things, and so the silence remained. In the basement of the Waystone, there was the smell of coal smoke and seared iron. Everywhere was the evidence of hurried work, tools scattered, bottles left in disarray, a spill of acid hissed quietly to itself, having slopped over the edge of a wide stone bowl. Nearby, the bricks of a tiny forge made small, sweet, pinging noises as they cooled. These tiny, forgotten noises added a furtive silence to the larger, echoing one. They bound it together like tiny stitches of bright brass thread. The low, drumming counterpoint a tabor beats behind a song. The third silence was not an easy thing to notice. If you listened long enough, you might begin to feel it in the chill copper of the Waystone's locks, turned tight to keep the night at bay. It lurked in the thick timbers of the door and nestled deep in the building's gray foundation stones. And it was in the hands of the man who had designed the inn, as he slowly undressed himself beside a bare and narrow bed. The man had true red hair, red as flame. His eyes were dark and weary, and he moved with the slow care of a man who is badly hurt, or tired, or old beyond his years. The Waystone was his, just as the third silence was his. This was appropriate, as it was the greatest silence of the 3, holding the others inside itself. It was deep and wide as autumn's ending. It was heavy as a great river-smooth stone. It was the patient cut-flower sound of a man who is waiting to die. That's not half bad. There's a couple... My cadence is a little off in a few places there. But, yeah. So, I mean, I promised. You donated. We raised money to feed hungry kids in the world. And so you got a cool thing. Now, again, we're giving away more stuff. One of the stretch goals on the page right now is that if we make enough money, I will write a story on this stream, a story from Temerant. I have a cool idea for the story of a girl who lives in Modeg. She makes gods. I've had the first line running around in my head for years. Do you want to hear the first line? See, now I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling generous. Like I want to share some stuff, right? Well, I mean, the first line, actually the first sentence is, well, I don't know. How about this? If you want to hear about, I want to write that story. It'd be fun. But if you want to see me write it, I'll write it live on screen. And not just you listening to me type, I'll actually put my screen up and you'll see how I write and revise live. But you know what? I bet if I wander over here and I look at, nope, not that. Oh boy, that's not a flattering shot of me. Oh, these glasses. Well, you know, these glasses are pretty good considering I spent $10 on them in a Walgreens. Here we go. If we go here and then I bring this up again, you know, the thing is, if I look here on this page and I scroll down here, I say, where is that? Oh, that's at 6:25. At 6:25 is when I write a short story live on the stream. And if I come up to the top of the page here, oh, we're not there. We're not there. Oh, I mean, we're closer than we were a little bit ago. Ooh, Lord, you folks are stomping in. If we hit 650, I'm going to put in one of the favor rings that I started handing out ages ago when I was reckless and unwise. If you win one of those, I owe you a favor. You could be a beta reader of book 3. I could put your name in something that I write in the future. It's a real ring. I send it to you. And then when you cash in your favor, I will take it back. Oh, now I'm blurry. Here I am. So again, if you want to show up and be aware of the, please give information about the brass locks. I mean, here's the thing. I know you got questions. I like talking about the book. Stay tuned, right? Follow the channel. Keep an eye on my blog. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but if you're not on Twitter, don't go on Twitter just to find me. Twitter's a cesspit. So here's the thing. How about this? Today's the last day of the fundraiser. I'm going to be on here all day. In just a couple of minutes, I'm going to make a different announcement about a superhero team up that I'm having with my friend Sean Speakman about a little something it's called Underthing something. So just stay tuned and we'll do another one of these and I'll try to get the word out. But the best way to make sure you catch wind of this is to, you know, keep an eye on the social media. And now I'll do the prizes. Some of the prize draws random. I mean, here's the thing. All the information about the fundraiser, it's all over there. Go. You can read. I know for a fact you can read. Go look at the fundraiser. There's all the details there. There's FAQs. It's all there. It's all there. And let me say, you might be like, oh, I don't have hundreds of dollars. It doesn't need to be hundreds of dollars. $20 will help a family in a developing country get a flock of chickens. That means their children get to eat eggs every day. And that changes their life forever. They sell the extra eggs. It's a source of income. And also, spoiler alert, the eggs turn into more chickens. I'm sorry if you didn't know that already. And so that's what Heifer International does. It gives people the tools, materials, and training to change their lives forever. And that's a great thing because if you throw a sack of rice at a hungry person, in a week they're going to be hungry again. But if you give somebody a goat, it's like giving them a small business that feeds their kid and then also gives birth to other small businesses. $120 buys a family a goat. So if you feel kind of bummed out at the state of the world and you wish you could make a change, but you can't fix fascism, you can't change global warming, you can't do whatever, if you give us some money, we have matching money now, we pass all of it along to Heifer, and then a town gets biogas stoves, or they get clean water, or they get fruit trees that prevent soil erosion, and it changes their lives forever. And then you get to go to bed tonight knowing that there are kids that will eat food for the rest of their lives because of something you've done. And let me tell you, that is a good feeling. It's a real good feeling. So come on in. Do a cool charity with us. That's what we're here for. That's how this all started. Okay, there's a bunch of good questions here, but I am now going to switch to the next item for today. If you don't believe me, believe the people in the chat. Yep. Hey, here's one of my people. 60% of the people alive today still cook their dinner over an open fire. And I'm not saying your life is easy, but if you're watching this on a computer, you're among the 1% wealthiest people in the world. So I'm guessing, hey there. Hi there, I'm Pat Rothfuss, and I just sort of shared something with you that's kind of important to me. And if you liked it, maybe kick a little money into a charity, feed some hungry kids, change the world, win a cool prize. And then I'll do more cool things like this in the future. That sound okay? I do not. How do you take such wonderful care of your beard? I don't. Beard's the only thing in the world that you get by being lazy. But now, give me a second. I'm going to switch. Watch this. Look, I've got... Nope, not that. By the way, the cast of Star Trek Discovery is playing D&D on my channel tonight. P.S. Did you know about this? Oh, hey. Somebody's like, why don't you auction the written prologue? How about this? I mean, I was kind of just playing with you that I crumpled it up. I'll sign that. We'll put that up as a prize. If you donate on the team page, for every $10, you get a chance to win all the other stuff, all those stretch goals. And also you can win, I'll mail you that prologue that I just read. We'll throw that up in the stretch goals, right? I'll sign it and we'll send it off to you if that's the sort of thing that you'd like. A little memento. You want my $10 Walgreens glasses? You know what? I'll throw in the Walgreens glasses too. How's that? Ooh, I mean, I'll wash them first. I don't want you using my DNA to make a Jurassic Park, but with authors. Okay. So now, that's not what's happening next, though. What's happening next is this. Pat Rothfuss and Sean Speakman announce our superhero team-up. Tune in to hear the news live on stream. Guess what? You're already here, folks. You don't need to tune in. But you do need to sit still a little bit. And again, if you're here because you like books and me, this announcement will be relevant. Okay? So if you got somewhere to go, feel free to go. But otherwise, maybe stick around.